Hey guys, good morning. Guys, if you can see my screen, just type S in the chat box. Great. Good morning, everyone. So we are here, the same waiting mechanism topic. So I completed till here. If you can remember, I completed Ajax calls and synchronization problem and different type of waiting mechanisms. That includes the kind of mechanism we got from Java, which is smart enough, which is not smart enough. So then we went to Selenium, which are smarter weights like implicit, explicit. In implicit, I covered implicitly weight, which is a global weight. And in explicit weight, I covered both WebDriver weight and Fluent weight, where Fluent is the advanced one. But in real time, we use WebDriver weight. Then I covered about the topics like your theoretical topics like Ajax calls and synchronization problem. Now let's move on with the remaining things in this session. Okay. So the remaining things are waiting for an element to be displayed on the page. So just give me a second. Let me launch it here. Meanwhile, it launches. So we have to wait for an element to be displayed on the page. We have already done this, guys. Okay. We have already done this. So with this application, omai.blogspot.com, we have already written a scenario where we have already waited for an element to be displayed or visible on the page. After going here, when I click on the drop-down button, without the page getting loaded, some options are coming with a delay. You see, when I click on the drop-down button, these three options are coming with a delay. That is Facebook, Flipkart, and Gmail option. Let's say I would like to wait for a Flipkart option to be visible on the page. If I don't wait for the Flipkart option to be visible on the page, what will happen? The script will fail. I mean, WebDriver will not wait and will get no such element exception. Here we have to explicitly or implicitly or whatever wait for the Flipkart option. But for now, let's focus on the explicit waiting mechanism. Okay. For now, let's focus on the explicit waiting mechanism for waiting for the Flipkart option to be visible on the page. Fine. So for that, this is the thing, guys. Okay. Waiting for an element to be displayed on the page. So I'll write the automation script for that again. So there is no harm in repeating the things. So let's go here and waiting mechanism demo. Here I'll say create a new class. Waiting for an element displayed on page demo. Okay. I'm just writing a big class. That's okay. You can give any name here. If you find a shorter one, that's also fine. With main method I'm creating. The important concepts of waiting mechanism are already completed, guys. These are the some add-on stuff. Whatever I'm discussing here as part of this are some add-on stuff like waiting for an element to be displayed on the page, waiting for an element to be clickable on the page, waiting for an alert, okay, loading process icon, page load timeout. These are all some add-on topics. Whatever the important topics of waiting mechanism are already covered, and I'm going to cover some additional topics. As part of additional topics, these are already covered as part of the previous sessions itself, like handling Ajax calls and solving synchronization problems. Now there are few more additional topics left out that I'm going to cover today. Okay, waiting for an element to be displayed on the page. Fine. Here I'll write down WebDriver or Chrome driver. Otherwise, Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then here we need to import it. The easiest way is Control Shift O. When you press Control Shift and O keys together, automatically you see Chrome driver got imported. Driver dot manage window dot maximize, then driver dot get. Here I'll provide the application URL that I would like to automate. The application URL is nothing but this omai.blogspot.com is the application URL. I'll come back here and provide the application URL here. And here, after going to that application URL, what I want to do, I want to click on this drop-down button. I don't have to wait for the drop-down because you see, once the page loads, the drop-down button is readily available. So Selenium will wait for the page to load, and once the drop down button, it don't have to wait for this drop down actually. Okay. So I'll normally write the script without waiting for the drop down here. So here we have the button. This is HTML code of this particular button, guys, and this is a class we have. I'll use this class as a locator for locating that. Driver.find element by dot class name. By dot class name. And here provide double quotes and provide the class locator, put a semicolon here and say drop down button is equal to, hold the mouse on this drop down button and say create local variable. And once that is done, then simply say drop down button dot click. Drop down button dot click. The moment I say drop down button dot click, the options are immediately not coming. Okay, if I want to click on this Flipkart option without waiting for the Flipkart, if I want to click on the Flipkart option, I think this is a link text. I'll create a web element for driver.find element by dot link text and provide the link text locator of the Flipkart option. Here I'll say Flipkart option is equal to, I'm creating a web element here for the Flipkart. Then simply Flipkart option dot click. This script will pass or fail, guys. Will my script will be able to click on the Flipkart option or not? What do you say? Will my script will be able to click on the Flipkart option or not? Yes or no? No. What in if it is not, what is the type of error or exception that I'm going to get in the output in this case? What is the error or exception that I'm going to get in the output? Yes, no such element exception, because after clicking on the drop down button, the Flipkart option is dynamically coming, and without the page getting loading, this Flipkart option is coming with a delay, and the Selenium WebDriver will not wait for that thing to be appeared on the page. That's the problem. So I have to run the script, guys. Right click, run as a Java application. So the moment I click on the run option, we'll open the application URL. You click on the drop down button. Immediately Flipkart option will not come. Flipkart option will come with a delay. And once the Flipkart option is displayed on the page, by the time Selenium WebDriver has not waited and tried to click on the Flipkart option, and it has given no such element exception, unable to locate the element that is Flipkart option, Selenium WebDriver is unable to locate. The problem here is it's coming with a delay. It's displayed on the page with a delay. So what I will do here is I'll write down the code like this. That is WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait. I'll write explicit waiting mechanism here. Though I can implement implicit and all, but I'll prefer to explain the explicit waiting mechanism here. Control Shift O. It will automatically import the WebDriver wait. And here I have to write driver, comma. One of the argument will be driver, other argument will be duration dot of seconds. And I'll give a maximum of 30 seconds, let's say. It's too much, but I'll give that because it is explicit waiting mechanism. There is no harm in that. Wait dot until expected conditions dot here visibility of element located inside the circular brackets. You should see by locator. Okay. By should be there inside the circular bracket, not outside. Okay. That one you have to choose. Visibility of element located inside circular bracket, we should have by locator. Okay. So visibility of element located is a method we have to use to wait for an element to be displayed on the page. Okay. This topic is all about that, guys. Okay. This topic is all about, if you want to explicitly wait for element to be displayed on the page, if you explicitly want to wait for an element to be displayed on the page, which command we have to use? Visibility of element located. Everyone type in the chat box. Visibility of element located is a command we have to use for waiting for element to be displayed on the page. Everyone type this, visibility of element located. Yes, right, Rajkumar, you have typed it correctly. What about other people? Everyone type it so that you guys can remember visibility of element located. Yes. Ishwa, that is even perfect. Okay, visibility of element located in the circular brackets, we have to use by locator. Right. Visibility of element located, visibility of element located. Yeah, everyone has typed it properly. This command we have to use for waiting for element to be displayed on the page or visible on the page, whatever you call. And inside this, in place of this null, we have to write by.link text of the Flipkart. Okay. This portion of the Flipkart we have to write by.link text of Flipkart we have to write. And put a semicolon here. And this until method, you see, when I provide this locator here, this by.link text as an argument for this visibility of element located, right? This until method will return you the web element of Flipkart option only. So I don't have to create the Flipkart option again, okay? Already you see this particular until method is creating a web element for me, and I have to simply remove this part. This is not required anymore. Simply Flipkart option dot click. Now run the code and observe that this time using this explicit waiting mechanism, using this expected conditions, visibility of element located command, we are explicitly waiting for element to be displayed on the page. This is how we can wait for element to be visible or displayed on the page. This time the things will happen. The moment the Flipkart option comes, it will click on the Flipkart option. Okay. Once the Flipkart option is visible or displayed on the page, Selenium WebDriver will wait for it to be displayed or visible on the page and then perform the click operation. Everyone clear with this script? Everyone clear with this code? Just type C in the chat box if it is clear. Just type C in the chat box, guys, if it is clear. Great, great. Okay, that's great. That's good. Fine. So this I have covered a lot of time, so you guys were able to get it easily. Now let's move on to the next topic. That is waiting for element to be clickable, guys. Okay. Here we are waiting for element to be visible or displayed on the page, but there may be other situations that will come where we have to wait for element to be clickable on the page. Okay. So I'll take one example of a website. Whether this is a one or not. One minute. Yeah, this is the one. You see this particular button. Can you see this button, guys, on the screen? Guys, can you see this particular button on the screen? It's not clickable. It's kind of disabled mode. You cannot click on this button. You cannot click on this button until you enter some email address here. Okay, that's the problem. So how to click on this button? How to click on this button? In that case, how to click on this button? So here I'll write down my some email address a@b.com. The moment I type this, dynamically, without the page getting loaded, this particular button is getting enabled or clickable. Now click on this security check to proceed with an email validation. Please complete this. Some kind of message is coming at least. But in the beginning, what was happening? Without entering anything, is the button clickable? Without entering anything into the email address field, is the button clickable? But after I enter some email address, the button is becoming clickable. But the button is becoming clickable without the page getting loaded. There may be a delay, right? Due to network problem or something. There may be a delay in, even though you type it here, immediately it may not happen. Internally, it will take some time. So it's better to wait for this button to be clickable and then click on this button. Is that correct or not? After I enter the email address, because the page is not loading for the button to be clickable, right? I have to, this is a JavaScript related Ajax call kind of things are happening where, the button is dynamically becoming clickable. So that delay may be there in becoming clickable. So it's better that after I enter the email address, I explicitly wait for the button to be clickable and then I click on the button. Is that a correct solution? Yes or no? Is that a correct solution, whatever I'm teaching you? Entering the email address, waiting for the button to be clickable. After entering email address, the small span of time may be there. With a delay, the button will become clickable. Okay. And then click on the button. So what I will do here is, I'll automate this and show you. Okay. So very less chances that the script no such element exception will come here in this case, because the button may become clickable within a span of time, and Selenium may not have to wait generally, but it's better that we wait for that. Okay. Element to be clickable. I'll say element to be clickable, guys. Okay. Element to be clickable. So demo. Just some random name I am giving with main method. Click on finish. Okay. I clicked on the finish, and then class got created and method got created. I am writing the script. Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then Control Shift O. Then say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get and driver dot get, and in this I'll provide this application URL. What is the application URL? Verifalia.com validate email. Okay. Then here I have to enter the email address into the email address field. I'll select this and select inspect option, and I'll get some HTML code for that. This is HTML code I got, guys. This input something. So hover the mouse. Input tag is there. Some name is equal to input data is there. Other than that, any other unique item is there that I have to take. Okay. I think this is the one. Input data is the name something we have input. Okay. So yeah, that only looks good, unique for me for now. Let's try it out. This locator in name input data. Okay. Control F / input at the rate name is equal to. I can take the name locator also. If it is kind of unique, I can directly take the name locator. I don't have to go with an XPath expression. Can simply take the name locator here. Only copy the name and simply write down here driver dot find element by dot name. Provide the name locator of that email address field, and email field I'll say, and here create a web element over the mouse, say create local variable, and here write down email field dot send keys, email field dot send keys, and here I'll type some dummy email address. That's okay. a@b.com. Then what I have to do after entering the a@b.com, the moment I started typing, you see this is becoming clickable. So, but it may take a delay. It may take some time for getting clickable, guys. So even though in most of the cases, there is no need for waiting for this validate button to become clickable, but for a best practice or something, we'll wait for the button to be clickable and then perform the click operation. Okay. So anyhow, the button is validate button. There's some text between the button tags. I'll create / button. Text is equal to validate. Okay. Since I don't have a proper locator here, I have to create an XPath expression. So I'll copy this, and it's locating this validate button. Copy this, come back here and write down, instead of directly writing it, write something like this. Okay. Web driver wait. Wait is equal to new web driver wait. Control Shift O. And after that, here pass driver, comma pass duration dot of seconds, and give, let's say, 30 seconds. Even 10 seconds is max, guys, so I don't have to give 30 actually. Wait dot till, because it will become dynamically available very fast. So instead of 30, I'm just taking 30, but you can write 10 also. Okay, not a problem. Expected conditions dot, instead of visibility of element, I have to say element to be clickable by locator. Can you see this? Yes, everyone can see this element to be clickable by locator. I will take. Okay. So everyone type this in the chat box. If I have to wait for a particular element to be clickable on the page, which command I have to take? Element to be clickable. Element to be clickable. I'll take one more example. Don't worry. I'll take one more example for the element to be clickable. Element to be clickable by locator. Right. Correct. Earlier I have used visibility of element. What was the command I have used earlier? Visibility of element located, and inside that we have bilocated element, visibility of element located. Inside that we have bilocated. Now element to be clickable. Here we are not waiting for the element to be visible on the page. Rather, we are waiting for the element to be clickable on the page. There is a difference, right? Element to be visible on the page. Element to be, we are waiting for the element to be. You see, this particular button is already there on the page. There's no need of waiting for it to be visible. But whether it is clickable or not, we are waiting for the clickableness of this button, not visibility of the button. Okay. Before I type something here, the validate button was already there on the page. It was visible on the page. But whether it is in a clickable state or not, for that thing we are waiting. Okay. So that's the reason we have to use a proper command here, that is element to be clickable. Okay. So here I'll write down by dot XPath, provide the XPath expression of that button, guys. Provide the XPath expression of that button. I just now created, write the XPath expression of that particular button. / button text is equal to validate was the XPath expression of the button. Now click on a semicolon, put a semicolon here, and this will return you the web element of that. It will return you the web element of that validate button. So validate button is equal to create a web element, and here simply I'll write down validate button dot click. Okay. Validate button dot click. The moment I say validate the button dot click, it will wait for the element to be clickable, the button to be clickable, and then it will click. It will not directly click. It will. So how can we confirm that the button is clicked? You should get some message in the on the below of that text field. Just see. So it has typed, and you see it has waited for the button to be clickable, then click. That's the reason security check and all these messages have come, right? So it is perfectly working fine. Everyone clear with this element to be clickable command? How to wait for element to be clickable on the page is clear for you. Just type C in the chat box. Here we are not waiting for element to be visible or displayed on the page. Rather, we are waiting for element to be clickable. Okay, element is already there. It should become clickable. For that reason, we are waiting for the element to be clickable. Okay, great. I'll give you one more example. I'll give you one more example for this. Even proper example I'll give you. That is, I'll go to this omai.blogspot.com. I'll go to this omai.blogspot.com, and here we have a this checkbox field. Can I click on this checkbox field? Can I click on this checkbox field? No, this is not clickable. This is not clickable. But there is an instruction below that particular checkbox field saying that the above Mr. option will be enabled in 10 seconds after clicking on below check this button. So the moment I click on this check this button, after 10 seconds, it will become clickable for me. Okay, click on check this. It will take 10 seconds of time. You see, below 10 seconds, I'm not able to click still. But after 10 seconds, you see the checkbox will become clickable, and then I click it. For this option, I can wait for this particular checkbox to become clickable and then select the option. So that's what I'm going to show you guys. Okay. Again, I have refreshed the page so that you see now you cannot click it, because after clicking on this button, after 10 seconds, this checkbox will become clickable. So I have to write the script to wait for that particular checkbox to become clickable, and then have to click on the select the checkbox field. Okay. So next example I'm going to take element to be clickable demo2. Okay. With main method I'll create. So here I'll write down element to be clickable demo2. Here I'll write down Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver, Control Shift O, and then write down driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get and here provide the application URL. What is application URL? omai.blogspot.com is application URL. I'll provide that here. After providing the application URL, what I have to simply do is I have to click on this button, guys. Check this button I have to click on. I'll right click on this button. And select inspect option. And here there's a button, and there's a check this text between the button text. copy this particular text and create a web element for that. XPath for the text is equal to. Before clicking on this, check this button. This button, after clicking this, check this button. After 10 seconds, this will become clickable. So first, anyhow, this element is already available on the page. So I don't have to wait for this, check this button, it will be there. I just need to click on that. So driver dot find element by dot XPath, provide the XPath expression. So here we have check this button is equal to create a web element, and simply write down check this button dot click. Check this button dot click. So it will click on the button, and we have to wait for this checkbox option to become clickable. I'll first inspect this checkbox field. This is where is that? This is the one. This is the HTML code of that checkbox field. ID is there. So I'll copy this ID and create a. I'll wait for that. WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait. Control Shift O. Control Shift O, and then here pass driver as an argument. Second argument will be duration dot of seconds, and you can give a maximum of 30 seconds here. That's okay. Then wait dot until expected conditions dot. Which command I have to use? Which command I have to use, guys? Which command I have to use? Expected conditions dot element to be clickable, right? Element to be clickable by locator. This is a command. Inside that by locator should be there. Make sure that there may be similar commands, but inside that by locator should be there in the circular brackets. Element to be click. If you use the wrong thing where by locator is not inside circular brackets, you will get wrong results. Okay, element to be clickable, and here write down by dot ID of the checkbox field and provide that ID locator of the checkbox field. Now this until method will return you the web element of that checkbox field. So checkbox field is equal to, and I'll create a web element for that. And here I'll simply say checkbox field dot click. Checkbox field dot click. Okay. WebDriver wait is equal to WebDriver wait until and checkbox field dot click. That's it. We are waiting for the checkbox field to be clickable. Okay. And then we are clicking. It will, after clicking on this check this button, it will take 10 seconds of time, but we are giving a maximum of 30 seconds. Within 10 seconds only, if the checkbox field becomes clickable, we click on the Selenium will click on the checkbox field. Let's run the code and see that whether we are able to click that checkbox field and select it once it gets enabled or clickable. You are waiting for the checkbox field to be clickable in this case. You see, it has clicked on check this button, and you see the checkbox field. It will take some 10 seconds. So immediately after 10 seconds, the Selenium script will click it. You see, it has selected, right? It's working fine. The script is working fine, guys. That's all about the script, guys. That's all about the script. It is working fine. We are able to click on the checkbox field. Okay. Then what next we have? So coming to the waiting mechanism, we completed how to wait for element to be displayed on the page. We also completed how to wait for element to be clickable on the page. How to wait for element to be displayed on the page. How to wait for element to be clickable on the page. Now that the next one is waiting for an alert to be displayed on the page. Waiting an alert to be present on the page. Okay. Waiting. You see, this topic I'll cover in depth in the upcoming sessions. How to wait for an alert to be displayed on the page. The topic will be covered in detailed manner in the upcoming sessions, but as part of waiting mechanism, we'll cover it here, okay? Because we have to use a different command in this case. That's the reason. And I want to cover how to wait for an alert to be present on the page. I'll give you one example also. You see, guys, here we have a particular application. On this application, we have this click to get alert button, right? Can you see this button? At this time, do you see any alert on the page? At this time, do you see any alert on the page? Do you see any alert currently displayed on the page? Yes or no? No, right? There's no alert present on the page or displayed on the page. In such kind of situation, when I click on this, click to get alert, an alert is coming. But when the alert is coming, is a page loading? Is a page loading for the alert? For the alert to be displayed on the page, is the page loading? No, it is a dynamic action, right? Independent action. Without the page loading, the alert is coming. Is it synchronous activity or asynchronous activity? Synchronous or asynchronous? Tell me, guys. Asynchronous activity. Without the page loading, it's asynchronously loading. Okay, for small and small things, the page don't have to load to disturb the server. Rather, you see when I click on the button, alert is coming without the page getting loaded or without sending a request to the server or whatever it is. Independently, it is happening. It is an Ajax call. It is an Ajax call, guys. Okay, asynchronous JavaScript activity is going on here. Okay, it's an Ajax call. And is there a possibility that alert may be displayed because since it is not coming on the page with the help of page loading, is there a possibility that there may be small delay in alert getting displayed? Once I click on the button, will the alert will be immediately available? Most of the times it will be immediately available. But can we promise or confirm that it will be compulsory available? It will be compulsory available. I don't have to wait. Can we decide? We cannot decide that it will be compulsory there. There may be some situations where due to some network problem or whatever it is, slowness of the network or something, the moment I click on the button, the alert may take some time to be displayed on the page because it's coming on the page without the page getting loaded. So this is an asynchronous activity. For all the asynchronous activity, before performing anything on them, we have to wait for them. It's better we wait for them. Okay. And then perform the operations on them. So as a best practice, even though alert comes very fast, but still it's a better or good practice to wait for the element, wait for the alert to be present on the page. Okay. That's where we have to explicitly wait for the alert to be displayed on the page or present on the page, guys. Okay. Because it's an asynchronous activity. So before performing any operation on such kind of alert, it's a good practice or best practice for waiting for alert to be present on the page, then perform the activities on the alert. Even 99.99% alert will come on time, but there may be that 0.01% where you may miss the alert. Okay, it may come with a small delay, and because of that, Selenium WebDriver script may fail, and alert not found exception or alert not present, such kind of exceptions you may get. To avoid that, as a best practice, whether alert will come on time or alert will not come on time, without worrying about that, we'll wait for the alert to be present on the page and then perform operations on the alert. How many of you people agree with me? As a best practice, we have to wait for alert to be present on the page to be done and then perform the operation on the alert. Just type yes if you agree with me. Some people will not write the code here for waiting for an alert, but it's a good practice. Okay. What's wrong going on? Just waiting for an alert, right? There's nothing going wrong. If the alert comes on time, already good. If the alert takes a bit small difference of time and because of the script may fail in very rare cases, why to make that happen? Just write that WebDriver wait, explicit waiting mechanism to check whether the alert is present on the page and then perform the activities. What's going wrong, right? We are also following the best practices or good practices. So that's what I'm going to teach you guys. Okay. Even though there is no need for actually waiting for an alert to be present on the page, by waiting for the alert to be present on the page, we are following some best practices because in that 0.01% also will not lose any problem. We will not have any problem. Okay. Fine. So the topic is waiting for an alert to be present on the page. Okay. Waiting for an alert to be present on the page is the topic, guys. So let's complete that now. Okay. So I'll write the code. Class waiting for alert present demo. Okay, some random name I am giving here with the main method I'm creating. Inside the main method, I'll write down Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver, Control Shift O. Once it is imported, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get and provide this application URL. Provide this application URL and paste it here. After that, simply do one thing. You just need to click on this button for the alert to be there, right? So let's just right click inspect this button and get the HTML code for that particular, but this is HTML code for this particular button. On clicking this button, we are going to get an alert. So in order to click on the button, we have to take the locator of that button. ID locator is there. I'll go here and create a web element. Driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID locator of the button. Put a semicolon here. What is that button? Some alert button I'll say otherwise. Okay, in simple words, and create a web element for that web element. Done. Now Control Shift O, the web element will be imported, and simply write down this alert button dot click. The moment I click on the button, the alert will come on the page in an asynchronous mode without the page getting loaded. But there is a possibility that there may be a small delay in which the alert may come on the page. But most of the cases, 99.999% also, alert will come on time on the page. There will not be any possibility of an exception or something because of the alert getting. But it's a best practice to be done from our side that we wait for the alert to be present on the page and then we perform the operations. So there is nothing harm in waiting for an alert to be present on the page. So we are waiting. Because it's an asynchronous activity, not only alert, any asynchronous activity, you better wait, guys, as a best practice. Even though you feel that your script is working today fine, but tomorrow it may or may not work fine. Why to have that doubt? Just simply wait for the alert to be there on the page. Okay. Driver comma duration dot of seconds and give that 30. You don't need 30 seconds, just 10 seconds is more than enough, but I'm giving 30 as a general thing. Okay. Control Shift O, WebDriver wait got imported. Then right, this is very important. Wait dot until expected conditions dot. Here there is a command. What is the command we have to choose? Alert is present. We are waiting for the alert is present on the page. You don't have to give any locator, etc. because there will be only one alert that will be there on the page. At a time, only one alert can be there. So you don't have to give any ID of the alert or whatever it is. Simply say alert is present. Everyone type in the chat box, alert is present. We are waiting for the alert to be present on the page. This is how we can wait for the alert to be present on the page, guys. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I don't want to dig deep into the alert, how to handle alerts and all. That will be covered in the upcoming topic. How to handle the alerts will be covered in an upcoming topic. For now, what I'm going to do here is, so here I'm going to, once I wait for the alert to be present, I just want to go to that particular alert and retrieve this particular text that is displayed on the alert and print in the output console. How to do that? You see, the Selenium focus. I'll explain this in detail in the upcoming sessions. But by default, before the alert comes also, the Selenium focus will be there on this original page, the initial page, that is omei.blogspot.com homepage, it will be there. But the moment I click on this, the Selenium will not immediately switch from this page to the alert. Alert is a different thing. You see, if you right click here, you're not getting any inspect option. Neither on the OK button, I'm not able to right click here. When I right click here, are you getting inspect option that you are getting on the page here like this? When I click on the page, right click and click on the page, inspect option is coming. But when I click on this button and alert has come, if I right click here, I'm not getting any inspect option. I'm not getting any inspect option because this is a separate layer. This particular alert doesn't belong to the page. Okay. It is displayed on the page, but it looks like displayed on the page, but its HTML code or whatever you call doesn't belong to the page. This is JavaScript related stuff. So Selenium will not see this alert, even though an alert is there on the page. Selenium will not able to, perform operation on the alert directly because the current focus of the Selenium will be there on this page only, not on the alert. The Selenium focus will be there on this page only, not on the alert, guys. So how to make Selenium go to that particular alert? We have to switch the Selenium from this page to the alert. Once alert get displayed, still the Selenium is on this home page only. It only sees the elements on this page. I have to make the Selenium see this alert. For that, I have to switch the alert, switch the Selenium onto this alert. For that, there is a command, guys. Driver dot switch to command dot alert. I have to say. Everyone type in the chat box. Switch to dot alert. This is a command we have to write. Everyone type in the chat box. What is the command we have to use? For switching to the alert, before performing any operations on the alert, we have to switch to the alert because Selenium focus will be there on this page only, not on the alert. I have to change. I have to make the Selenium go from this page to the alert. So for that, I have to say driver.switch to alert. Okay, driver.switch to alert. I have to say. Now this alert method will return you an object of this alert interface. Here, alert is an interface. Everyone type alert. This alert is in capital ALERT is an interface. I'll write down like this alert. The return type will be alert interface. Alert interface is the return type of this alert, guys. Okay. Alert interface is the return type of the alert. I'll simply say alert dot get text command. There are a lot of commands here. We have one of the command as get text command. This get text command is not driver dot find element, web elements get. You see element dot click, element dot get text. That command is different. That belongs to the web element interface. Whereas this get text belong to the alert interface. Both are different. Tell me, guys, is the get text command of web element and get text command of alert same or different? The object reference of web element and then say dot get text if you are using, that is same as the object reference of alert interface and dot get text? No. This get text command works on the alert. Once we switch to the alert, you see this line, alert is equal to driver dot switch to alert, will take the focus of the Selenium from this page to the alert. Now, Selenium focus is on this alert. After we waited for the alert, the main thing is we are waiting for the alert to be present. Once the alert has come on the page, now we have to take the Selenium focus from this page to this one. That's the next activity. Without waiting, if you take that, there's a possibility that you may get an exception, okay? In very rare cases anyhow. But as a best practice, we are waiting for the alert to be present on the page and then we are switching to the alert. Then we are switching to the alert and we are getting the text from the, we would like to get the text from the alert, guys, okay? So here, text on alert is equal to, this get text will return you the string text, okay? String. Now print it out, system.out.println. Then simply write down text on alert. Just run the code, observe that. Just run the code and observe that text on alert will be printed. That is, what is the text that is there on the alert? Hello text. Hello text will be printed. You see, it will be very fast. You click on the button and alert will come, and from it will switch to the alert. We'll wait for the alert to be present on the page, and after that, it will retrieve the text, hello text from the alert and print in the output console. You see, hello text got retrieved and printed in the output console. This is how we can wait for an alert to be present on the page, guys. Okay, this is how we can wait for this particular color condition is very important that I want to demonstrate actually. Okay, that's the main reason of explaining this session. Okay, waiting for. Sometimes we have to wait for an alert before we perform any operations on the alert. So how to wait for an alert, I showed you. So don't worry about this line. I'll cover in detail in the alerts, handling alert mechanism topic. Okay. So timeout exception and all I'll not cover. But here the main intention is how to wait for an alert to be present on the page. Okay. So fine. So far, so good. Everyone clear so far? How to wait for an element to be displayed on the page? How to wait for an element to be, clickable on the page? How to wait for an element to be present on the page? Everyone clear? Yes, great. I'll take for 15 more minutes. I have, guys, I have 15 more minutes of time. I'll explain few more things in that next 15 more minutes. Okay. Whatever that is possible for me, I'll try to cover in the next 15 more minutes. And after that, we'll have a doubts clearing session. Okay, fine. The next thing is loading process icon and how to wait for the required UI element of the page. Okay. We get an exception when we try to perform operation element, which is not displayed due to loading icon. Okay. So sometimes on the page, we get some loading icon, guys. Until that loading goes off, we cannot perform operation on the required element. Right? Cannot. There is an internet Heroku app in which I can explain. I'll give you one example, okay, where exactly that loading icon is coming and how to, what I want to do, I'll tell you. Where is that? Just give me a second. Let me find out that. It's appearing elements, maybe. No. Oh no, this one is not the one. I'll go here. Just give me a second. Yeah, loading. You see, I'll go to this page, guys. After I click on the start button, some loading is happening, right? Some loading is happening. After the loading completes only, I'll get this hello world text. You see, again I refresh. You see what is there here? Guys, what is there here? Start button is there. I click on the start button. The loading is happening here. You see, the loading is happening here. Once the loading is completed, I'll I'll get the hello world. Okay. So if I want to get that retrieve that hello world heading and print in the output console, while the loading is happening, will it be possible to get that particular hello world text while the loading is possible, while the loading is not gone? No, right? Once the loading is completed only, I'll get the text. We'll try, okay? So as a, I know the solution for this already, but I'll behave like I don't know the solution, okay? You see, I have been using this page from long time. I know how to handle this kind of situation where how to wait for the loading process to be completed and then after the loading is done, I would like to get the text and then print in the output console. But I'll behave like I don't know anything. Okay. But I will behave like I don't know anything. Okay. And then try to get the solution for this problem. Okay. I would like to retrieve that hello world heading text and print in the output console. So for that, how to write the automation script, I'm going to show you. Everyone ready for this? Type ready in the chat box. If you guys are ready for this, just type ready in the chat box. Great. I would like to see the energy. Okay. Great. Great. Everyone is ready. That's very good. The last topic is very simple, guys. Only this topic you have to put some effort. But last topic is very simple. There's nothing in the last topic. Okay. There's nothing, literally nothing in the last topic. This is very simple topic. But this one is something that you have to, because this is one of the challenge that you will face in real time. Okay. This kind of thing will come in real time where loading process will come and you have to wait until the loading process is completed and then you have to perform the operation. That kind of situation you will get. Right click new class, wait for loading demo. Some kind of random name I am giving with main method. And inside this, I'm writing the script that is Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Then Control Shift O. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get. This will open the application URL. I'll take this application URL as the Internet Hero. This particular page where start button is there. I'll directly go to the page. Once I land on the page, guys, once I land on the page, what I want to do, I want to click on start button, this particular start button, so that loading will come. I would like to click on the start button. Right click, inspect this start button. We'll get the HTML code. Start, you see, I can say /button text is equal to text function is equal to start, I'll say. Right, start button got located, only one element. Copy this XPath expression and here write down driver dot find element by dot XPath, provide the XPath expression of the start button. Here put a semicolon and say start button. Start button. Create a web element for this. Create a web element for this. Done. Now write down start button dot click. Start button dot click. This will click on the start button. So here, just give me a second. Yeah, here you see under sources, we have this pass script execution option. Okay. So what happens is when I click on start and this loading will complete. So if I right click inspect, it may be possible. Most of the cases, this may be possible. You see, by the time I'm inspecting, loading option is going off, right? Then how to inspect that? Again, I'll refresh. You see, I would like to locate that loading icon so that I would like to wait until the loading icon is disappeared. Okay, I have to wait on the page until the loading is gone and then I have to retrieve the text. That's a challenge that I want to do. So, but when I try to inspect this and then get something here, and the moment I try to create a locator, by the time loading icon is going off. Can you see that, guys? Guys, can you see that? I'm able to find the HTML code for the loading icon, but the loading icon is going on to confirm whether the XPath or something that I'm creating is actually locating that loading icon or not. I'm not sure. So what I'll do is I'll refresh the page. This time I'll go to the sources tab where you see there is a pass script execution option is available. I'll take advantage of this option. Okay, I'll click on the start. Loading is going. While loading is going on, I'll click on this. You see, paused in debugger mode. Now loading will not go off. I made this, to be there on the page. No matter how much time you will wait, the script execution has been passed and the loading will happen like this only. At that time, I'll take this option. You see, on the complete left side, beside the elements, beside this, I have this option. Just select this. Okay, now the loading will not go off and this HTML code also got highlighted. I inspected with the help of this option. This one also inspect option. I inspected on this and the HTML code for the loading, and the loading will not go off because it's passed in debugger mode. Developers generally use this option, guys, debugger mode option under sources tab. So at this situation, what I will do is there is an image tag. There's an ID also, you see, there's an ID loading under that image is there. I have to wait until this image goes off. So what I will do here is I'll just take this ID for now. I'll copy this ID and create a web element, control F, /div @ID is equal to give that ID locator. And under that, we have this image /img. Now it's perfectly can see that, this is nothing but this loading icon. You can see the loading icon. We are waiting only one element. Copy this. Only we are waiting for the loading icon. Copy this, and I want to wait until that particular. I want to wait until this loading icon is gone away. How to do that? Web driver wait is equal to new web driver wait, Control Shift O, then driver comma duration dot of seconds, and I'll give, let's say 30 seconds max. That's enough. And then wait dot until expected conditions dot. Which method do you think I have to use? Alert is present, no. But I know the solution, but I'm behaving like one. I don't know anything. I would like to select an option for this that will wait for that particular loading option to be disappear from the page. So let me see a proper thing. Element to be clickable, selectable, selected. Lot of commands are there. You see, you can try a lot of invisibility. I think I'm at the right point, right? I have to wait for the invisible. That particular thing should become invisible. So in that, which one I have to choose? I should not be choosing something in circular bracket. We should not have web element available. Rather, I have to choose for something in circular bracket. We should see by locator available. Invisibility of element located by. I think this looks like a good one, right? Invisibility of element located inside circular brackets by located. This one looks good for me. What do you say, guys? Yes or no? Invisibility of element located is a command. So we have to wait for that particular loading icon, this particular loading icon to get invisible. That's why I'm taking this command in this case. So everyone able to understand why I'm choosing this command? I would like to wait for that loading icon to disappear from the page, to get invisible from the page. That's why I'm taking this. Your expected condition may become different for different waiting situations. Here, I'm explicitly waiting for that particular loading icon to get invisible from the page. So I'm taking invisibility of element located command by locator in between that. Everyone type this command in the chat box. So here I'll say by dot. I already created an XPath expression for this, right? For this loading icon. So I'll copy this XPath expression. I'll copy this XPath expression and go here and write on by dot XPath and provide the XPath expression. By dot XPath, provide the XPath expression of that loading icon. That's it. I don't have to do anything with the loading icon, so I don't have to create a web element here. I don't want to do. I just want to wait until that particular loading icon get disappeared. That's what I want to do. Once the loading icon gets disappeared, I don't have to perform any operation on the loading icon. So I don't want to create a web element using the web element and all of that loading icon. I don't want to do. So anyhow, so I don't have to create a web element. I'm just waiting for the invisibility of that loading icon. That's it. So I'll just, go to the sources tab and, resume resume the script from the earlier script resolution was passed. I'll resume it. Once the loading icon is completed, what is coming? Once we have waited for the loading icon to be completed, invisible. Yes, now we have successfully waited for the loading icon to be invisible. Now the text has come. So I'm just thinking that I'll inspect this hello world. You see H4 text is there, ID finish, and this kind of thing is there. So I'll create a web element for this. /div @ID is equal to finish, and I'll write down /h4. Okay, the hello world. In between that hello world text is there. I would like to retrieve that. Okay, I'll say page heading web element page heading is equal to web element page heading is equal to, after waiting for the invisibility of that page loading icon to be invisible on the page, then I would like to retrieve the page heading text from the page. Okay, page heading element, this is driver dot find element by dot xpath provide the xpath expression of that page heading thing. Put a semicolon here. Now page heading dot, what I have to say, to retrieve the text between that to retrieve the page heading, I have to use get text command, because that page heading text in the HTML code is between the tags, so I have to use get text command. And string page heading text. Now I would like to print it out. System.out.println page heading text I'll write down. Okay, page heading text I'll write down and run the script. I'll try to run the script. Do you think this will work? Guys, do you think this will work? We have successfully waited for invisibility of loading icon, right? After the loading icon is gone, it should work, right? But it is not going to work. Just see. It will wait for the invisibility of that loading icon. Once the loading icon goes on, it should get the text on the page and display in the output console. Did it work? Did it work, guys? No. It has retrieved the text. At that time, no heading text was there, so it's not printing it. What happened, I'll tell you. What happened, I'll tell you. Click on start. Loading is going on. Immediately after loading is completing, without the page loading, without the page getting loaded, hello world is coming or not. After the loading icon is gone, without the page getting loaded, dynamically hello world is coming or not. There may be small delay. Even though we have waited successfully for that icon has been completed, there is an asynchronous activity, this heading. The heading is dynamically still. We have done whatever we have to do for the loading icon to be disappear from the page. That's we have done. But we have not done something for waiting for this hello world text also. We have to also wait for this hello world text. Everyone clear now? Hello world is also a asynchronous activity. Without page loading, it is coming. So Selenium will not wait for the hello world. So this is a tricky thing. This is a tricky example. People may feel that, okay, I have done very good. I have waited for the invisibility of that loading icon, but why my text is not being retrieved? You see, there is small fluctuation kind of thing that will happen where, without page loading, this is coming dynamically in Ajax way, asynchronous way. So we have to also wait for this hello world also. So I'll implement that. Here, already we have declared this wait with WebDriver wait, so I don't have to do anything. So new WebDriver wait is already there. This line I don't have to write. I have to write simply wait dot until expected. I don't have to wait only for the invisibility of that loading icon. I also have to wait for visibility of element located by which locator? This by dot heading locator. Okay, by dot xpath, you just paste it here. Put a semicolon, and then you can create a capture the web element here. The return type of until will be web element that you can capture here as a web page heading, as you know. Now, remove this line. This is not required. You have waited for the this page heading to be displayed. After the loading is invisible, we have to wait for the page heading to be visible on the page. After the page heading is visible on the page, then you get the text and print in the output console. This time it will work. Okay, this is how we have to write the script, guys. We have to analyze what's going on. We have to also wait for the text to be there. A lot of people think that my task is done after waiting for the invisibility of the loading icon, and they'll not be able to solve the problem, because after the loading icon, they also have to wait for the heading to be displayed on the page. Page heading to be displayed on the page. Now this time, You got the text. Is the script working fine? Guys, now the script working fine. Whatever we wanted to do is happening or not. We waited for the invisibility of that loading icon. After that, we waited for the text to be displayed. In such kind of loading icons, make sure you write two waiting mechanisms here, okay? Two explicit waitings for one of the element to be invisible, for other element to be visible, whatever the element you want to perform on. Then only you will get the result. Otherwise, you are not going to get the result. This will happen often for a lot of people in the during real time, okay? So if it is clear, just type C in the chat box, guys. Just type C in the chat box. If it is clear for you. Great, great. So finally, we're almost done with waiting mechanism. Last topic is there, page load timeout and timeout exception. I'll tell you what is this page load timeout. So by default, Selenium, you see when I open this Selenium 143, let's say 143.blogspot.com, is a page loading? Is a page loading? Page loading or not? Page loading. There was some example, guys, that is I have to see what is that option actually. Drag and drop action related to actions, I guess. Let me find it out. This is part 17, session 17. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, I'll be there. I have to take a proper application so that I can explain well. So Selenium will automatically wait for the entire page to load. Okay, Selenium will automatically wait until the page loads completely. I'll go to ChatGPT and ask it a question. How much maximum time? How much maximum time Selenium WebDriver will automatically wait for a page to load? Not that. Selenium Java. What is the maximum wait time for Selenium WebDriver for a page to load? Okay, this is something is coming, guys. This is not something that I want. Okay, so here maybe some text will be there. I have written somewhere back. So just give me a second. By default, Selenium WebDriver waits indefinitely until the page to load without any time limit. What is the answer? ChatGPT is not giving a proper answer. That's okay. Sometimes you cannot depend on ChatGPT. But what is the answer, guys? How much time Selenium will wait for the page to load? If the page is taking too much of time, also Selenium WebDriver will obediently wait without any time limit, guys. There is no limit. Without any time limit, indefinitely. It will keep waiting. Okay, I'm waiting for you like that. Okay. Until the page loads only, it will perform the activities. Until then, Selenium will not wait because of the synchronous activity and all those stuff, right? Selenium WebDriver will automatically wait indefinitely until the page loads without any time limit. There's no time limit. How much time Selenium WebDriver wait? Selenium WebDriver will completely wait for the page to load, no matter how much time the page load will take. But we can set a time limit for that. The default thing of Selenium WebDriver is it is going to indefinitely wait without any time limit for the web page to load. But we can restrict that. We can restrict that, guys. Okay. Just give me 2 or 3 more minutes. It will be done. Okay. So page load timeout. There's a method known as page load timeout using which we can set a limit for that. We can surpass whatever the default waiting mechanism of Selenium WebDriver for indefinitely or continuously wait for the page load without any time limit. But if a page is taking, let's say, 1 minute of time, is that a good sign in applications? For example, you're automating an application and the page is taking 1 minute of time, and Selenium is, for every script, Selenium is waiting for 1 minute. Is there a bug in that script? Is there a defect in the script or in the application? If it's taking 1 minute of time to loading, performance defect is there, performance issue is there. So that's the way we have to limit the Selenium not to wait indefinitely for the page to load. Rather, we have to set some time limit. So within this time, if the page gets loaded, that's okay for me. But if it takes more than that time, I would like to report a defect. That kind of situation comes for everyone, right? So we have to set a time limit for the page load to happen. So for that, what is the solution we have in Selenium? We have to use this method known as page load timeout. Everyone write this command in the chat box. Page load timeout command. You have to, if you want to set that time limit for the Selenium WebDriver to only wait for the web page to load within that particular set time, we have to use a command known as page load timeout command. Everyone type in the chat box, page load timeout command. Right, correct. Page load timeout command we have to use. Okay, so just give me a second. I'll take a very good page or which takes good time. Okay, give me a second. Let's find the article. After 17, it will be there. Okay, this is the one I was talking about. I'll take this. I'll copy this URL. Not getting. I'll just copy this URL. Cancel. I'll go here and open that URL here. You see how much time the page is taking to load. Just see here. It's taking some time, right? A considerable amount of time this particular page is taking. When I refresh this page, you see, it's taking some time. It's not happening so far. So far, it is taking some time. It's not as usual. You see, when I refresh the page, you see, it's taking some time, guys. Okay, it's taking some time. 1, 2, 3, or whatever it is. Okay, let's find it out how much time it's taking. That's okay. So page load timeout demo. And this is the last example, guys. Be with me. I'll be done. Page load timeout. This is the last example demo, so that we can complete the topic today. And here I'll write the script. Chrome driver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O, done. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get. I'll give that application URL page. This application URL page I'll give. And after that, I would like to get the title of the page. Okay. Or the URL of the page or title of the page, whatever you see. Let's get the title of the page. Driver dot get title. Simple script this is. So, and here hover the mouse and return string page title. I'll print the title out. System.out.println. Page title, I'll print it out. And I'll run the script. I right click run as Java application. I'll run the script. Here in this case, is there any time limit I have set for the page to load? Is there any time limit I have set in this case? No, I have not set any time limit. Until the page loads, it will wait and it will get the title and print in the output console. What if I would like to restrict the time? Then I'll write like this: driver dot manage dot timeouts dot page load timeout. This is a statement you have to write. Like driver dot manage, till here it is same. After that, timeouts dot implicitly wait we have seen. Timeouts we have used earlierly for implicitly wait, but this time I'm not using for implicitly wait. Timeouts dot page load timeout I am saying. Page load timeout. Here in that I have to give duration dot of seconds. Only 1 second I'll give. What is the time limit I'm giving for the page to load? What is the time limit? This is not a realistic thing. Just wait, only giving 1 second is not a correct thing, but I would like to show you what will happen. how you can restrict the page load time. Okay, how you can make Selenium WebDriver only wait for the page to load in 1 second only. If the page loading takes more than 1 second, Selenium WebDriver will not wait. It will try to get the title of the page without doing anything. Okay, so without page loading, what will happen? Page will definitely take more than 1 second, guys, but here I'm restricting that to 1 second. So in this case, it will be able to get the title of the page. Will it be able to get the title of the page without the page loading completing? Will it be able to get the title of the page? Let's find it out. Okay, run the script, because I'm restricting the page load timeout from indefinite time of the page loading to 1 second only. Okay, by using this page load timeout command. You see, page will definitely take some time to load. You see, nothing happened. You see, the script failed. What is the exception we got? Mostly we'll get timeout exception or something. Okay, we will get timeout exception. The page has not loaded on time. You see, timeout receiving message. So I'll try to do one thing. I'll try to increase the time here, 2 seconds. If the page loads in 2 seconds, then okay. Selenium will wait only for 2 seconds for the page to load. After that, it will try to perform the operation. Let's see whether will it perform the operation or not. So if I set the time limit to 2 seconds for the page to load, then Selenium has to perform the operation. Let's see, 2 seconds will work or not. Still, I got a timeout exception. That is, it is not working yet. Then I'll make it 3 seconds. I'll set the page load timeout for Selenium WebDriver for the page to load completely for 3 seconds. Let's see what will happen. With 3 seconds time limit, will the page load work or not? Let's see. I'm giving 3 seconds as a time limit. Just go here. No, still timeout exception is coming. Page is taking more than 4 seconds, 3 seconds to load. We can know that. Now 4 seconds I am giving. I keep going like this, okay, until this works. So there is a requirement coming from the client that the page need to load within 10 seconds, okay? Then how to solve this, I'm going to show you. Now this time it is working fine. If I set the page limit to 4 seconds, it is working fine. So in real time, what I will do is I'll set it to 10 seconds. If I got a client requirement saying that the page should and must load within 10 seconds, so I'm giving a maximum of 10 seconds of it. Mostly it will load, okay? If it takes more than 10 seconds only, script will fail and I'll report that as a performance defect, okay? Performance issue, the page is taking too much time to load, kind of defect I'll report. So 10 seconds if I give, the time limit for the page to load is 10 seconds, which is more than enough. Okay, and the script will be performed and everything will go fine. Okay, so everyone understood about the page load timeout, how to set the limit for the page to load. If the page is loading too much of time, what we have to do? And we cannot run the scripts like that only, right? We have to make sure that page is also loading in time. Okay, performance also we are checking with the help of this page load timeout command. Okay, with this we are done, guys. With this we are done with the waiting mechanism topic. Okay, so this is all about the waiting mechanism. I covered a lot of stuff. That is Java Thread.sleep, which is a hard wait, which is not a smart wait. This should be taken as a last option if nothing is working out. Selenium waiting mechanism of smart waits, implicit wait, global wait for all the elements, but explicit wait, explicitly waiting for a particular element. In that WebDriver wait is a regularly used one in real time. And coming to this one, Fluent wait is something that is an advanced version of the wait, which is more advanced than what we require in the scripts. Okay. So I covered all this stuff. Ajax calls I covered. What is Ajax calls I covered. Asynchronization activity, asynchronous I covered. How to wait for an element to be displayed. How to wait for an element to be clickable. How to wait for an alert to be present. How to wait for the loading process icon and wait for the required element on the page and then perform the operation. How to restrict some page load timeout, like loading time for a particular page to get loaded. If you want to restrict the time as part of performance requirements, testing requirements from the client, we can do that. Any doubts, any questions so far? Not from only this topic. I am done with this topic, guys. If you have any doubts or questions, you can let me know now. It's your turn. Any questions, any doubts, no problem. We can have a discussion on that. If someone want to leave to office or something, they can leave, guys. We are done with this topic for today. Waiting mechanism is done. Only thing is that if you have any doubts, you can stay here and then, you can ask me the questions or doubts. So anyone have any doubts or questions related to anything, not only this topic, any other topic is also fine. So fine. Meanwhile, I'll just do my work. You can let me know if you have any questions or doubts.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
In an interview, I was asked a question, sir, how
Hmm.
to send without using send keys.
How to?
How to enter a text in a field with
Hmm.
using send keys.
Yes. How to enter text without using send keys? By running some JavaScript code.
Oh, okay.
The answer is by running some JavaScript code. That topic I have not covered so far for you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So we have to, you see, there may be some situations where the send keys command may not work. Okay. The default Selenium WebDriver send keys command may not work, right? In that case, we have to go with the JavaScript mechanism where we have to run the JavaScript code to enter the text into the text field if normal send keys command of the Selenium WebDriver is not working. So there is a topic I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll just show you. So that will be covered in the upcoming sessions for you anyhow, but I'll just give you a heads up like how it can be done. Okay. At a high level, at least.
Okay, sir.
So here, 1 minute. Just give me a second. So these are the advanced topics that we are covering. As part of the advanced topics, this JavaScript thing also will be covered for you. So where is that? I'm just going to find out. Selenium 4 and yeah. Yeah, JavaScript executor. There is a predefined thing known as JavaScript executor, and we have to use that actually. So to do that, give me a second. See. There's an entire topic on that. I'll show you guys. No one will show you this much of content on JavaScript executor that I'm going to cover in the coming days. But anyhow, the question is being asked in the interview. I'm going to show you like what to do and all. Okay. You see, entering text into the fields using dot value. Okay. There's something known as dot value we have to use. Okay. Dot value is equal to some text you have to write in the JavaScript. Generally, we'll write something like this. Okay. JavaScript executor and all those stuff. And, JSC.execute script dot enter value or something we'll see. So maybe the diagram is not that much appropriate. I'll show in ChatGPT otherwise. How to enter text into a text field using by running some JavaScript code in Selenium Java automation. Okay, like this prompt I am giving. Now you'll get the example, proper example. Okay. Here, can you see these two lines?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you see first what you are doing, JavaScript executor. In order to run the JavaScript code, you have to write this line. You have to typecast a driver with JavaScript executor and convert that into JavaScript executor. And you got a driver for JavaScript executor driver. Instead of normal WebDriver or Chrome driver, right? We are converting that normal Chrome driver to JavaScript executor driver. Okay. JS driver this is. Now using the JS driver, execute script method you will call in Selenium automation. And in that, the web element into which you want to enter the text, right? Whatever the web element, for example, whatever the element they asked you to enter the text, right? That text, that web element is equal to driver.find element something. Okay. So that arguments of 0 is nothing but the text field is the first argument here. Arguments of 0 dot value. I told you, right? We have to use dot value here is equal to, you have to enter the text. Whatever the text you want to get entered, the text you can provide it here. That whatever the text you provided here will be entered into the text field. So for this, we already have a direct command known as driver.findElement .send keys command. If that send keys command is not working, the alternative way is by running this JavaScript code and entering the text. Don't worry, I'll explain this in detail in the upcoming sessions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, yeah.
Many things you can do with JavaScript. If normal commands of Selenium WebDriver are not only for entering the text, okay, to retrieve the URL of the page without using the get current URL command of Selenium WebDriver, to get the title of the page without using the get title command. For everything, there is a JavaScript code. Okay. If the normal Selenium WebDriver commands are not working, in that case only we go for the JavaScript as a second priority. Okay. So we have to run this different to run the JavaScript code. I showed you the process, right? That kind of process we have to follow and run the to get the title of the page, to draw a border around an element, flashing an element, clicking on element. Okay. Then to refresh the page using JavaScript code. If the normal refresh command of Selenium WebDriver is not working, then we'll go with it. It will work basically, but the people will ask you this kind of questions in the interviews, like how to refresh the page without using the refresh command. Then you have to say by running some JavaScript code, we can do that. How to scroll the page. For scrolling the page, there is no command in Selenium WebDriver, guys. Okay. For scrolling a page, there is no direct command in Selenium WebDriver. Only way we have to depend is by running some JavaScript code. Okay. Execute script of like the scroll into view or window.scroll to, like these commands are there. Okay. We have to do that. So like that, many comments are there. This I'm going to cover as part of this session 26. Okay. Where JavaScript executor from scratch, I'm going to cover for you. Okay. Where you can do a lot of activities. Any other questions?
Yeah. Hi, sir.
Yeah. Hi.
Is that you have covered weights? Is that mandatory to use the weights depending on the situation, or else for common the particular weight we can use for all the situations?
So, yeah. Generally in real time, what happens is we'll definitely use implicit weight as part of the framework, right? Somewhere some reusable method will be created in real time. In that, we'll write the implicit weight, but implicit weight, according to the application, we may put it for like, let's say maximum of 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or in critical applications, we'll place the implicit weight as 15 seconds. So global weight is for all the elements or not in that situations? Yes or no? Global weight is
Yeah.
already right? For most of the elements, up to 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds, as per your framework and application type, you'll give either 5 or 10 or 15 seconds. You will automatically wait for all the elements, no matter what. But
Yeah.
in rare cases, some elements will come where they will take more than this 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds, right? In our real time.
Okay.
Here you will go and implement the WebDriver wait, depending on the situation, whether you have to wait for an element to be visible on the page, you know what to do, explicitly wait, right? To be clickable on the page, to alert to be present on the page, okay? For alert, you have to do, whether implicit wait is there or not, doesn't matter. For alert, you have to explicitly wait only, okay? So for some kind of explicit situations, you have to explicitly wait on the top of implicit wait. You'll use a combination of implicit wait and explicit wait together. Got
Okay.
it?
Suppose if you have used element to be clickable, right?
Yes.
In that place, suppose if you are using implicit or explicit weight, will that work?
Yes, that will work. But combination of implicit and explicit weight will definitely work. Okay. But you see, it will work basically for the element to be displayed on the page. Implicit weight will wait for the element to be displayed on the page because it doesn't have expected condition, right?
Okay.
Does implicit weight have explicit conditions mentioned anywhere? You wait for the element to be clickable. You wait for the element to be visible. It like kind of conditions you are giving in implicit weight?
No.
No, that means it will wait for only for visibility of the elements, not for the clickability of the elements. If such kind of rare situations comes where element visibility is taking more time, or you have to wait for a different situation, not for element to be displayed on the page, but you have to wait for an element to be clickable on the page, this implicit wait will not work for this. So you have to explicitly wait for the element to be clickable in this case. On the top of implicit wait, you have to write explicit wait for the element to be clickable. Alert to be present, you have to explicitly wait. For the loading process icon to be disappeared, this will not work. Implicit wait will only work up to a maximum of 5 or 10 or 15 seconds, whatever you give, only for the element to be displayed on the page, to be present on the page. Right?
Okay.
Some extra situations, you have to explicitly wait only. Got it?
Got it.
Cool. Good question. Yeah. Anyone have any other questions? Yeah, Pawan is asking me a question in the chat box. Is there any alternative way of entering the text using keys.enter? But that will take a lot of time. That will take a lot of time, right? But there is a way. Either you can use send keys command of the general web element driver.find element dot send keys you can use, or you can use the help of you can take the help of JavaScript code running. And there is one more alternative way also, that is using the actions class. Okay, I'll show you what is that I mean. I'll show you what does it mean. There's something known as actions. Just find it out. Let's find it out. Simulating the mouse and keyboard actions also, we can do that. Handling mouse and keyboard events using actions class. In the actions class, we have something where we can do that. You see, there is a send keys command. Can you see this send keys command of actions class?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Using the send keys command of the actions class also we can do. One minute. Where is that send keys? Somewhere it is. Using this send keys also we can do. A lot of things are there, guys. Okay, I'll cover that during the actions class. Okay, while handling mouse and keyboard actions, right? I'll explain that for you. There is a way to enter the text with the help of send keys command of actions class, and also you can simulate. You see, whatever the pawan that you have written, right? That will press the enter keys.enter will press the enter key. So if you want to press, yeah, if you want to enter the text into that particular field, then keys dot every letter you have to enter. Every keyboard key you have to enter. That will take a lot of time, right? That's not a correct solution. Okay. But there is a way. I'll not deny that it's not possible using the actions class keys dot enter. But this topic will be covered in the upcoming sessions where I'll explain you that. Okay. Is that fine, Pawan? Okay, fine. Then any other questions, guys? Any other questions you have? I've covered some code today, right? So I'll upload the code. Meanwhile, while you ask me the questions, I am going to upload the code. Okay. Just ask me the questions, whatever the questions you have meanwhile. Any other questions regarding the waiting mechanism? We have covered in depth, guys, waiting mechanism as part of these sessions. This is the last session of the waiting mechanism. Next topic, we'll go for another topic, guys. Okay. Since waiting mechanism is done, the next topic is what? This is, I think, around 17th session, right? Yeah, what will be the next topic? Let's find it out. We have to find 18. 5, 6. I'll find the 18th one. Okay, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I think I'm not getting it. Okay, what is there? Session 17 is there. I'll just search for session 18. Session 18. See whether some, yeah. The next one will be on the alerts, guys. Okay, handling JavaScript alerts, prompts, confirmation dialogues, authentication. This is also very important topic. Push notification, push tab model dialog, slide box, accept cookies, and many more. Okay. This I'm going to cover in the next part. Okay. Very interesting topic. We'll cover in the next topic. Okay. Next topic is going to be on alerts. Today I covered some portion of alerts, right? We'll take it to the next level there. So let me upload the code. Meanwhile, you have any questions, you can ask me, guys. Okay. Batch 1 project, batch 1 crash course. Where I have to put my code. Selenium batch 1 project. Right. This is the one. Control V. Done. Right click. Yeah, any questions?
Sir, just small question, sir. Actually, మామూలుగా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ లో ఇలా అడుగుతారు కదా సార్, మీకు చేసిన ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లో మీకు చాలా టఫెస్ట్ థింగ్ దేని మీద దేంట్లో మీరు టఫ్ గా ఫీల్ అయ్యారని అడుగుతారు కదా సార్.
Come again.
అంటే మనం చేసిన ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్, ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో చేసిన ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లో మీరు టఫెస్ట్ థింగ్ ఏది ఫేస్ చేశారని అడుగుతారు సార్. అట్లా టఫెస్ట్ థింగ్ ని అంటే ఎక్కడ మీరు టఫ్ గా ఫీల్ అయ్యారు, దాన్ని ఎలా హ్యాండిల్ చేశారని అడుగుతారు.
So what is the toughest thing that you have encountered while creating a framework or while working in the project? What is the question? Framework or
రిలేటెడ్ టు ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ సార్.
related to framework? Toughest thing while okay. So maybe I'll answer something like this. Okay, if because this question will the question here, guys, for everyone, the question that he is asking is like, while building a framework, what is the toughest situation you have faced where you are unable to solve a problem? Okay, so if I have to say I'll say that okay, I'm now good at creating the framework. That's the first thing I'll say. But earlier in my earlier days of building a framework, I got this situation where I've implemented event listeners. Okay, listeners class in my automation framework. TestNG listeners have implemented, and I was unable to pass the driver of my scripts to that listeners class. I was always getting the problem. So then I identified that I have to. I was putting that driver as in a common place, like the base class. So what I did is like, then when I made this driver visible in every page object class, then from that onwards my script was working. Hope you didn't get the answer, right? You're asking me that question, I'm explaining you one answer, but did you get the answer for that question?
సార్ మీరు ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ క్రియేట్ చేయడంలో చెప్పారు. యాక్చువల్ మేమైతే ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ క్రియేట్ చేయట్లేదు సార్.
Okay, you are
ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఉన్న ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ లోనే. సార్ వాటిలో
main problem that people face while working with an existing framework while writing the automation scripts is locators problem. Okay, sometimes you feel that okay, it may look simple. It may look simple that locators will cause so much of problem, because it happened to me where I'll explain like this, because I have to prove myself that I have the real-time experience of working in a project, right? So what I really faced is there is no problem with the framework. I was able to use all the reusable methods of the framework and all. I have written the script well, but the script was failing. I did a lot of troubleshooting thing to find out what the problem is, until I discovered after 1 or 2 days that I discovered that this problem is simply coming just because there is a wrong locator provided. That I identified after 1 or 2 days. You can give that example. Okay, got it? Sometimes if you do a mistake in the locators also, you will face the problem. Okay, that is a challenge I have faced already. Okay, my answer is if the interviewer asks me such kind of questions, right, with my real-time experience, this is what I can tell. So just because of doing some small mistake in that locator, right? So the locator got some changed, or have not used a proper locator, right? But I thought that it's a correct locator, but I kept troubleshooting, I debugged it and have done a lot of stuff, but ultimately I didn't find the solution. And finally, last part of debugging, when I done it carefully, I was able to identify after 1 or 2 days that the problem is not with any of my script or any of the framework part, but the problem was with the locator that I have used. That locator got changed, because of which my script got failed. That because of the complexity of the framework and all, I was unable to identify that there is a problem with the locator. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So these kind of things will happen real time, okay? So because I'm telling you the answers from real time case, okay? They want to see whether you have real time experience. They don't want an exact answer, okay? They want to see what problems or challenges you face. So you give some kind of examples like this, okay? Anyone have any other, if anyone has already have some experience, if you want to give some challenges that you have faced, you can also give. My challenges I gave you, right? While building a framework like passing the driver to the listener class was a kind of thing that it took a lot of time for me to figure it out. And other thing was, while working with the existing framework and writing the script, because of a locator problem, I have to spend 1 or 2 days of time in my real time. That is my real time experience. Okay, that I am sharing here. When I get such kind of questions, I'll give that answer. Anyone want to share anything? You can share, or you can have any doubts, you can ask. I'm just uploading the code here. Meanwhile, you can do that. Okay. Git status, git. Yes. Yes. Anyone have any questions?
సార్ ఇదే క్వశ్చన్ రేపు కొంచెం అందరం అడగం సార్ ఒకవేళ డిఫరెంట్ ఆన్సర్ టైం ఇస్తే చూద్దాం సార్ సార్
I didn't, your voice is breaking, Pawan.
అదే సేమ్ క్వశ్చన్ if you ask by tomorrow, if everyone agrees in the class, at that time we'll get different answers for this question, sir. That's what I'm saying.
We'll ask during the session. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Yes, many people have faced many problems, so we'll ask questions, so this kind of questions for other people. Okay. This is the last part of waiting mechanism that we have completed today. We are good. So tomorrow we'll start with that JavaScript alerts, model dialogues, and many other stuff. Very interesting, because those are the things that will disturb us during the automation, right? So you are trying to automate something, and suddenly you will get an alert. You are not able to do anything. Okay, you cannot proceed. You got a notification. Like that, many things will happen in real time. So from tomorrow, we are going to do that. Okay, so fine. And then the next thing is to go to GitHub and get the code for you. I'll give some assignments also today. Here I'll write down today's code one. Today's code one is this one, waiting for element to be displayed on the page. Then next one is waiting for an element to be clickable. Element to be clickable demo. This is today's code two. Today's code two. Then we have the next one, that is waiting for an alert to be present on the page. Waiting for an alert to be present on the page. This is today's code three. Today's code three. Then we have what is the fourth one? Loading icon. Waiting for loading process. Waiting for loading. Where is this? Waiting for loading demo. Today's code 4. This is today's code 4. Then another one. Last one, page load timeout. This one. Yes. today's code 5. And there was one more example I gave for waiting for element to be clickable. There were 2 examples, demo 2, demo 1 also is there. This is there, this is there. I think this is the one. Today's code. Today's code 6. Done. Then next one is assignments I have to give. I'll give some assignments. Assignment 1. Internet Heroku I'll go. I don't see anything here. Okay. Can I refresh here? See, there's some loading is happening, right? Loading is happening for what purpose actually? It's taking a lot of times. Okay, I'll give the assignment simple. This page, Spark practice page. Wait for loading icon to disappear. Appear on to disappear on this page, and then perform different operations on different elements available on this page. Okay, that's the assignment. I think that's more than enough. And the recording will be uploaded soon. And done. Okay, sometime the recording will be uploaded. So any other questions or doubts, guys, from today's session or anything? Any other questions or doubts? Fine. So that's all for this session, guys. Then if you don't have any doubts, that's all for this session. Meet you today evening in the 6 p.m. class where, sorry, not 6 p.m., sorry, 8 p.m. Okay, 8 p.m. session. This is a working day, right? So 8 p.m. We'll have a Selenium Java crash course sessions going on at 8 p.m. So if anyone have joined in between the session, they can join there and, get their revision or, get the knowledge, okay, in the crash course sessions. In the evening hour, 6 p.m. We'll meet at 6 p.m. today, the next session. Bye, everyone. See you then. Thanks for attending the session. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.